Welcome to Spitballers,
Hey.
your go-to show for hip hop and NBA basketball. What's going on, brother Jordan?
What's going on, my man?
Got a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. I love it.
You excited? You excited?
I'm beyond excited. I'm shaking in my boots.
Well, you get ready. I'm gonna have you open this one up. So we are gonna start it off with some. So what's popular right now? What's going on right now? The headlines, if you will. Kyrie Irving goes on ESPN First Take. I guess it was his first open interview since the trade happened.
Yes. Well, I mean, they had the jersey presentation and everything, but it's the only like official interview.
I didn't even listen to that, to be honest.
Yeah, you're slacking.
Hashtag prepared.
Him and Gordon Hayward came out. He didn't really speak on it much then. This is the first interview he's really spoke on it.
And you know Stephen A. Smith, he's gonna ask the right questions. So
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have you open this one up. How do you feel about the whole situation? How did you feel about what Kyrie said, or how about take what Kyrie didn't say? How do you feel?
You know what? To be honest with you, I like it. I think after we've had a previous year where we've had players joining super teams just wanting to win, we have a guy who wants to stand out and compete. He's playing with the best player on the planet. He's saying, I want to compete against you rather than just be your sidekick. We'll see how that fares as far as with his confidence matching his skill. I mean, he's a young guy. He's, 25, 26 years old? He's a young guy. It's a lot of time for improvement. And he's going to a great situation. The Celtics gave up picks. However, they still have tons of picks left. You have a fresh Gordon Hayward, who's a young guy. You still have an Al Horford. You have Jaylen Brown. There's still a lot of essential pieces on that team in order to make that team successful. And you're going there to essentially lead, and Brad Stevens is your coach, and I think that's a major upgrade from your Tyronn Lue, a.k.a. LeBron James coach. So I think he made a good decision, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I like the way it went about. I don't know if that was entirely his fault that it went about that way, but I don't like the way it came out like that. But regardless, I mean, I'm excited because realistically, it looks like we're going to see them going against each other in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's, in my opinion, that's going to be a battle. And we'll get a preview of the first game of the season. You gotta love it.
I'm gonna take a page out of Skip Bayless's book where I'll say your name and then I'll take a pause and then I'll get to my point. It's like, Jordan. Okay.
Was that pause long?
Yeah, that was the pause.
Oh,
okay. My take on it, I think Kyrie's a weird motherfucker. I think he's just a weird dude. I honestly watched the First Take interview. I went through it, and what I took from that is that this guy is weird. He's not like a normal guy. Like, at first he thinks the Earth's flat. Let's get to that. I mean, we don't even have to. Like that's
You
one
don't
thing.
have proof.
But like he's that was so weird. It's almost like he doesn't understand like what he did. It's almost like he wants to lead a team, and he said, quote, he wants a coach that will have he wants all the pressure on him. That's what he's alluding to. He wants the pressure on him. He wants to be. I get it. That's all fine. I get it. You want to go to a place where you want to go to a place where you have all the pressure on you, and I think if you wanted leadership pressure and you wanted to be the 100% guy, I think you would have gone to Miami or Phoenix. He's not pulling the strings on the trade, though. He goes to, when I look at the Eastern Conference, I think of 1A, 1B. I think of there's no 1 or 2. There's no like this team's the best, this team's the second best. It's when I look at Boston and Cleveland, I think 1A, 1B. They're 50-50 for me. As who's going to win, who's going to be first place. I think you lose a little bit of points because you went to that team instead of going to a team where if you wanted the actual pressure, you would have gone to Phoenix.
We're talking about a trade, not a sign. A trade.
I got you. And then that's what I was getting to. I was like, I don't know if he was like saying I want to go to Boston or if Boston was just better for Cleveland. Because, at the end of the day, the general manager makes the trade. But what really bothered me, and I give him passes for all this is fine. What he said was fine. What really bothered me is when Stephen A. Smith asked Kyrie, did you talk to LeBron about it? And he said, no, why would I have to? That bothered me a lot. Do you not get it, Kyrie? Do you not understand, like, you don't get the magnitude of that? I feel that someone who's a weird person and is very socially awkward, like, you can't go up to LeBron. At least Kevin Durant texted Russell. You get what I'm saying? Kevin Durant texted Westbrook. Kyrie just ghosted on LeBron. Didn't say a word. Not one thing. That's weird to me. That's like, why can't you go up to LeBron and be like, hey, man, I appreciated, our time together. We had fun. Thanks for the championship. I'm going to go and try to beat your ass. Like, what? I'm pretty sure LeBron would be like, oh, man, that sucks, but, go do your thing. But I feel it's weird that you just, why? That's taking the easy route. Just leaving and not saying anything, that's too easy. What? That's why I feel like he's a weird person. That's why I feel like he's weird at that point.
I would hate to put it back on that because I think that we are edging out one thing, but we love LeBron James. He's an amazing player. Top 5 player of all time, in my opinion. Maybe he's just not enjoying playing with him. There might be some. I think that LeBron playing,
that could be it.
I think LeBron playing with D Wade, he had a different respect from D Wade. D Wade already won a championship at that point. He's already been an MVP at that point. LeBron went into that relationship with D Wade with respect, versus I think he went into the relationship with Kyrie Irving saying, "Hey, you're young, you don't understand this, you don't have any experience in this. You just listen to what I say." And I think maybe from Kyrie's perspective, LeBron helped make him better, but put a cap on how good he could actually be.
Would you say that maybe LeBron forced himself into Kyrie? That sounded so gay. Wow. So would you say...
Yes.
Correct. Would you say that... Because LeBron said he just made up his mind. I'm going back and playing in Cleveland. I'm sure him and Kyrie had talks. You know those passing conversations you have that are like,
yes.
Yeah, man, we should hook up one day, get on the team together and run. Like, you have those passing conversations. And then when LeBron decided to go to Cleveland, and of course if LeBron wants to go to Cleveland, you go to Cleveland. Like, the owners and general managers are like, okay, come on, what else you need? Like, and you think Kyrie was just like, well, I
just altered his legacy.
Like, well, like
one decision.
I didn't know this was gonna like. We had conversations, but I didn't know it was going to happen like this. So maybe Kyrie just kind of wasn't down from the beginning. And then he even said in the interview, like, he was patient. He wanted to do this for a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was patient. He bought his time, and then he executed on it.
But let's look. I mean, the teams he listed originally that he preferred to go to, Minnesota Timberwolves, which would put him on the Western Conference with a really good team. Especially with everybody that's gone there this summer, which shout out to their front office. They did an incredible job this summer. San Antonio Spurs, we know what's going on there. We know what type of legacy is there, what coaching is there. This next option is New York Knicks. Once again, a team that has talent. Obviously, their talent hasn't really gone anywhere. I'm not too sure about the coaching there, but there's talent. And then Miami Heat. Talent, coaching is above average, I would say. I'm not nobody exceptional, but it's above average.
Spoelstra.
Yeah, like I said, it's above average. I think he was looking to go to a team where he could successfully win immediately. That's what tells me about all these 4 teams. New York Knicks, ideally you're playing with Melo. You have Porzingis. That's at least get straight to the playoffs and compete right away. Miami Heat, that's compete in the playoffs right away. Spurs, that's championship run. Timberwolves, that's championship run if he's on that team with the players that are currently there. He's going somewhere to look to be successful immediately. That's why I don't think the Boston Celtics, from my opinion, is too far off from what he was shooting for. Successful team, and I mean, it's just ironically he'll be competing with LeBron every year. And like I said, I think if we look at LeBron's decision making as player, coach, GM,
water boy,
exactly,
real estate agent,
a little bit of everything. Which I get it. LeBron says something, he's the greatest player in the world. You got to respect it. But if we look at his decision making, that team is not put together well, and a lot of that doing is him. That team is the most expensive roster in the league, but a lot of that decision is because of him. Why'd you pay Tristan Thompson so much? That's what LeBron demanded.
That's his friend.
Did that pay off?
It's
No.
because it's LeBron's friend.
Exactly. So Kyrie Irving being from the outside looking in, looking at all that, I don't want to be part of the system. Because even if LeBron leaves, that's still a bad system because LeBron created that system and that financial situation. So why not go to a situation where truly GMs call the shots? He's going to a system where he knows coaching, he's going to have to listen. Brad Stevens has been a phenomenal coach since he's been in the NBA. He's turned that organization around, whether you want to admit it or not. Of course, the players have things to do with it as well, and Isaiah Thomas had a humongous part in that. But regardless, we're looking at Brad Stevens as a humongous part in that. And I think he's going looking for the correct coaching and to truly learn. And I can't knock him for that because to me that
The
makes
Cavaliers
sense.
never really had like a coach since
You've
LeBron's
had-
been there.
You've had LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's calling the shots. LeBron's doing the coaching, and like I said, I don't fault them for accepting that because you lost him before. You don't want to lose him again.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever LeBron says goes. I understand that, but at the same time, Kyrie being a young, successful star. I mean, because we're not going to sit here and knock out the fact that all the success he had throughout the playoffs and the finals. I mean, end of the day, his shot, I mean, granted fact, it wasn't just his shot, but his shot is what put them up to give him the finals win. We can't discount what Kyrie's done. He's done amazing things to be so young, even though it's obviously been the sidekick of LeBron.
He could have been one of the best, like, number 2 roles on a team
Yes,
in basketball.
yes, and we're completely discounting that. We're just saying, oh, no, LeBron was there. No, I mean, look at when they played the Celtics this past year. What was it, Game 5? After the Celtics had 1-1, that would have been 2 if Kyrie didn't go off.
That was nasty.
We need to stop acting like Kyrie is just some sidekick. He's somebody that understands how good he is. Now, will it go further as a leader? I don't know. Time will tell. But we can't sit here and act like, oh, Kyrie's just some guy.
Let's put it on
That's a
record
sidekick.
that whenever we were watching that game, we could not sit down because Kyrie kept doing amazing things.
Exactly.
And
Kyrie took over that game.
We
and,
couldn't. We were just screaming, rolling around like
Exactly.
that was nuts.
Now, if he's successful there, I expect his assist numbers to go up. I expect defensive efficiency to go up.
Kind of have to.
He's going to have to work harder, and I think
Yeah.
he knows that, and he's willing to do so.
He wants the pressure, like you said. He wants the
Exactly.
pressure.
So I can't knock him for that. I mean,
And
and you know one thing I hate? We tore Kevin Durant apart for taking the easy route, and now we're tearing him apart for taking a harder route. Why?
I don't think.
That's a harder route. He had an easy run to the finals.
I
with
see.
LeBron.
I see what you're. Okay, so
he had an easy run to LeBron. He said no.
Yeah.
I want to compete with him, and we're tearing. Why? We're saying we hate Kevin Durant for taking the easy route, and now we're saying we hate you for making it hard on yourself and competing.
Kyrie was already in the easy route.
Yes.
and then left.
He said, no, I want to earn this. I want to do this without the best player in the
and
world.
that's because basketball fans are stupid.
He wants to compete. Why in the world are we upset about that? I love it. Compete,
I'm
young
with you.
man. I want to see the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm excited.
I'm with you. That's good. We kick that one off.
That's right, baby.
All right, the next and I guess it's the last popular poppin' topic right now. Popular poppin' topic over
This
here,
guy.
spitting bars. Okay, so Kevin Durant recently was on Twitter responding to a troll or a disgruntled basketball fan, and the perceived situation is that he forgot to switch to his ghost secondary Twitter account, and he ended up responding in his verified actual Twitter in third person, acting like he was not Kevin Durant, which was funny. I'm gonna kick this one off, and I'm gonna keep making it short and sweet. For one, this is hilarious. I'm not even mad. It's just funny at the end of the day. I feel like most famous people have a ghost Twitter account because you
Agreed.
can't really be you all the time.
Exactly.
Because everyone's watching you.
You gotta be PC.
When you have millions of people following you, I feel like this happens. I mean, it doesn't happen on this magnitude. But looking at what he said, I have no problem in what he said at the end of the day. He said he didn't like playing for the coach, which that's natural. Sometimes you just get a coach you don't gel with. He didn't like playing for Billy Donovan. He didn't like the organization. He said nothing bad about Russ, which that's cool, right?
Yeah, he said take Russell out and look at the team.
And he said the roster wasn't very good. I have no problem
what do we throw at OKC right now? They only have Russell.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
like I have no issues with it. I have no issues with anything he said. I just think it was hilarious. I know some people are upset, like, oh, he's bashing his former team. I wouldn't even call it bashing. I would say it's being truthful. Bashing would be a little harder, that team was trash. Russell looks like a Ninja Turtle. Like it would be something like that. That's bashing. He was just being honest. I'm sad that it didn't come from him officially. I'll say that. I'm sad it didn't come from actual Kevin Durant. The reason why I left Oklahoma City is because I didn't like the organization. I didn't like the front office. I didn't like the coach. Me and Russ were kind of just running the show. I didn't see us going anywhere with the other players on the team unless we got substantially better. I didn't see that happening, so I dipped. I have no problem with that. What he did was still a bitch move at the end of the day. Going to the Warriors was still a bitch move. But I have no problem with this situation here. I have no issues with it. And it's just funny, right?
Of course, we don't know what's actually going on. But because we're fans and because of what happened last season, we're just going to just say this was definitely Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
It's just funny that way. We're going to accept that. We don't need proof. This is what it is. This is what we believe. Like we said, I think a lot of celebrities in general do have ghost accounts. This is nothing new. It's talked about a lot. But obviously something's going on. He's tweeting from his account talking in third person. Something's going on. And whether it's somebody from his organization, it's going to be tied. It's going to be him. Sorry, that's the life of celebrity. If you have a group around you, they are tied to you. You are the superstar in that situation. And Beyonce, this is just funny. That's all it is. Like I said, he's defending himself. Great. But what does that say about Kevin Durant where he feels the need to defend himself against strangers? Does he?
It means it bothers him.
Yes, something bothers him. So he knows what he did is wrong. And I think we've seen evidence of that. At the ESPYs, Peyton Manning made a joke, and you can see everybody laughing, and Kevin Durant just looks pissed. The evidence is there. He knows what's going on. I think at first, when he first made that decision, he didn't expect as much backlash as he's gotten. He thought it'd be very short run, and then after he started playing, we'd forget about it. Not the case. Obviously, we're still not okay with that. And I think that this has gone on longer than he expected, and he doesn't like it. And I have nothing to say but tough luck. You made a poor decision.
Yeah. So I guess it's safe to say there will forever be an asterisk by his name.
Correct.
Then we'll be telling our kids, like, hey, Kevin Durant was a good player, but...
And to be honest with you, I think if we're talking about greatest of all time 10 years from now, that decision is going to knock him back a few spots.
It has to. Right.
Just my personal opinion. Because he'll have rings next to his name, but it's like half rings almost. You know, it's you went to a situation where they could have got a ring without you, and they did get a ring without you. Now, obviously, Kevin Durant played incredible in the finals. He played incredible in the playoffs. I don't want to take that away from him. That's why I say the greatest of all time list 10 years from now. He's still going to be there. And he's still going to be in discussion. But you have to notch points for, taking the easy route. Which, for Kyrie Irving, if he can somehow win a finals with LeBron still in the league on the Celtics, you get extra points.
Man, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Hey, man, I'd love to see it happen. But
I'm not going to say it's not possible. It's not possible.
I mean, it depends. LeBron's getting older. Let's be honest here. He's getting older. He's 34?
LeBron can play for easily 5 more years.
I think so, but how long is he going to be playing at a high level? And be honest,
and the fact he's never gotten injured before, that's scary.
Yeah.
The
same thing happened to Kobe, and then as he got older, suddenly he got hurt, and that was it. That was a wrap. Kobe played a little bit longer than I think LeBron will. No, LeBron's 14 years in. I don't know if I see 6 more years in LeBron. Maybe.
Let's don't talk about this.
Playing at a high level.
Sad. I don't want to picture a league without LeBron.
I'm still seeing the league without Kobe. I'm a humongous Kobe fan. That was my first favorite player. Shows how young I am. But it's a realistic thing. I mean, I had LeBron posters in my room when I was growing up. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's weird to say when his top level is going to run out after what we just saw last year.
It's almost like you're waiting for it, but it doesn't happen. You're waiting for the decline, and it's just.
I'm thinking we'll see 2 more years of prime, and then we'll start seeing a decline in that 3rd year. That's just my opinion, and I mean, I hope him to stay. I want him to stay at the top as long as possible, just because he's an incredible player. It's like I'm a huge Kobe fan, and I put him over Kobe, unfortunately. Sometimes that's a whole nother
depends
discussion.
on what move.
But by all means, you know, I wish him the best, and for Kevin Durant, stop being a little punk. You'll be all right, man.
I love it. I love it. All right, quarterbacking to the next segment. This one is called Buy or Sell. I'm sure that listeners are familiar with it. They do it in a bunch of different places. So basically, we will say a statement or scenario, and we will say if we buy it or if we're selling it. Obviously, buying meaning we think it's going to happen or it will happen. Selling it meaning it won't. So, you ready for this?
I stay ready for anything.
Okay. You want to do hip hop or basketball first?
I'm gonna go with hip hop.
All right, since we haven't talked hip hop in however long we've been doing this. Okay.
Years.
I got a fun one to start it off.
Let's go.
Lil Dicky is a serious rapper.
I'm selling it immediately.
You don't think so?
I think he can rap, but name me one serious song that has had success.
He can't.
So from that standpoint, he doesn't take it very seriously. He's had success, not taking it seriously, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, he can actually rap. I've watched videos of him actually rapping.
He can flow,
and that's awesome. But if you don't take it seriously, I'm not gonna take you seriously. I could be wrong, but I've never even heard of him prepping for an album or trying to put a single out. It just seems like he's having fun on the internet, which isn't a terrible thing. I mean, in today's world, you can have serious success in that. I'm not against it.
You just pissed off a bunch of millennial white people.
Be pissed. I don't care.
Lil Dicky is the savior.
But
I called him the savior.
Like
He's
I said,
Jewish.
Until,
blasphemy. Sorry.
Yeah, we're so politically correct on the show. But until he can put out a single that's official, and be honest with you, I mean, we've had Eminem in the game, and I don't want to compare him to Eminem, but we've had Eminem.
Yeah.
Where
why would you do that to Eminem?
I mean, he's the savior, obviously.
Dicky's so much better.
But we've had Eminem who's tell jokes throughout his music, but at the same time, there was a very serious storyline to the majority of his music. So until I can see something that says, hey, I'm taking this serious, I'm going to put out a single, I'm working on this huge project, no, you're a joke. I'm not that's came whatever, I don't care.
I'll be controversial. Yeah, I'm with you. I sell it as well. He can really rap when it comes down to it. His multi-syllable game is actually very good. He has some witty bars here and there. There's a song he has on that first album he made. I think it's called Professional Rapper. He has a song called Bruh, where he kind of just raps for 4 minutes without stopping, and it's just nonstop bars. It's actually pretty good. But at the end of the day, your platinum song is called Save That Money. It's a joke song about instead of spending money, saving it.
And you have Fetty Wap on the hook.
Yeah, and you have the dogs going nuts outside.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what
we recorded in the trenches, baby.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you on that one. You got it. You got a hip hop one?
I do.
What we got?
Just recently in an interview, it came out that Migos say that they're regardless of what's going on, it's solidified that they had a part in changing hip hop. Buy or sell?
I buy it.
How so?
I do buy it because
Surprising.
I went back. Yeah, for me, it's surprising. I actually went back and I did a little from about 2010 to 2013 when Migos came out with. I think it was the Versace song came out in 13. Well, no, something came out in. They had a project that came out in 13, and Lonzo, and Lonzo's dancing on our TV screen, and I did my research, and I was listening to what was called trap music at the time. Fuck, this is terrible. I gotta turn off the TV. Is that Kanye on like?
Yo,
Okay.
Yeezy has jumped over the Jumpman. It's official. Adidas is number 2.
Chill. Let me make my point. Rude. He's like blame the TV. Don't blame me. But I was listening to so-called trap music around the time Migos peaked, or not peaked, but bursted onto the scene.
Migos!
And it was a lot of, the dirty South, the horns. There was so much going on in between your snares, right? There was so much going on. Like, in between your snares, there was horns, there was synths, there was all that. Meek Mill, Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, they all had that dirty South sound. But then, once Migos, they had the No Label album, came out in 2012, which was the same old dirty South stuff like always. Then it was the album after that dropped. Forgive me that it's blanking me. I listened to it this morning. But it dropped and it was different because everybody was so slow paced. When you rap dirty South, it was all, I just got a brick. And it was all slow. Migos, they sped it up. And then in between those snares, there wasn't horns. Sometimes they did, but in some beats there was like quietness. It was like there was like just all it was your drums. You had some little bit of background, but it was like there was quiet, so there was really just room just to rap, their version of snap on the beat, and they were more fast paced. So I will say they kind of paved the way because look what Young Thug's doing. Young Thug is rapping to those trap beats, those new trap beats without the dirty South horns, and he's speeding up. He's did it, and Migos did that. And I will say there is a little bit of influence of 2 Chainz on Migos, a little bit. Mm-hmm. But 2 Chainz is a pioneer. He's been in that Atlanta game for forever. So that's understandable. But I will say Migos, almost without me being too like, okay, Brandon, you're just making a controversial statement. Migos kind of birthed trap music in a way. The new age trap music, not trap music. Period. Goddamn, people are gonna message me.
T.I. Young Jeezy
T.I.
at your house tomorrow.
Right? No, I meant new age, like the new 2017 trap you hear now was birthed by Migos. The 2017 trap music, the Young Thugs, all them. Migos had a lot to do with it. I'll say that.
So let me ask you this: if we're talking groups. Cause we have to include Impact, obviously. If we're talking about rap groups of all time, is Migos now in that conversation?
Almost by default, just because there's not a whole lot of groups,
I mean, no, there's not. But I mean, you gotta look. I mean, you got what, Wu-Tang, obviously. I'm gonna name some legendary things. Don't go crazy. Just
I don't care.
BC Boys, Run DMC,
NWA, and all the ones like Slaughterhouse,
D12.
Yeah,
and I mean,
it's always hard to gauge on if like
because because you have people like Slaughterhouse, which the talent is just. They might be one of the most talented rappers.
They're just like too underground.
But the impact is not there. So
Miga's impact is huge.
Yeah,
they kind of birthed flows. The Versace shit, like Versace Medusa head on me, like no one was doing that.
And I think actually this year, as of right now, Quavo is the most streamed artist in the country.
Fuck, I didn't know.
That's crazy.
I had no clue.
So say what you want to say. Migos are here. It's a legacy.
It's big now, and they had Bad and Bougie. They're still making impacts.
Hard. And I think they said they have another album coming possibly this year.
Ooh.
That would be huge. They've had a tremendous year. If they can put out a successful album by the end of the year, this might be one of the greatest runs for an artist in a year, to be honest with you. For you to have, I mean, obviously it's a group. So they have a little bit of an advantage, but you have one of the most streamed artists.
Does it look like I was left off Bad and Bougie?
Yes,
yes, it does. You have paint on your basketball shorts. You were left off Bad and Bougie.
But it's been impressive what they've been able to do, and I'm a fan.
Yeah, I wasn't so open to them, but I've been getting there. Like I've been like I'm with the Migos. But I have another hip hop one for you, and it's a big one.
Oh Lord Jesus!
You ready?
Not really. Just by the way you're starting.
Has Lil Yachty already begun to come and go?
Yes.
Has it already been like that?
I honestly thought he was gone already.
Honestly, see, okay, for the listeners, we try not to talk about these things before the show. We try to let it all go on the show. So I honestly thought you'd be like, Yachty is You said it. You talk. You talk about his business and everything.
Well, no, his business has been great.
He doesn't know if he's in a 360 deal.
He doesn't know if he's in a 360 deal, which is stupid. Like he's a kid. I get it, but even then, you're stupid. Like you got to know what you're doing.
I feel embarrassed for hyping up this buy or sell now.
But at the same time, like music is trash. But I mean, at the same time, my little brother's 16, and he thought Yachty's album was great. But he's also stupid. So
my brother's also dumb.
So you gotta put that into the situation. He's gone. I mean,
he's gone. He's not. There's no resurfacing for Yachty.
There's nothing.
What was his last attempt for a single? Was it Peekaboo? Was that his last attempt as a single? And that didn't do good, did it?
And my thing is, if you're gonna be an artist like that, and you put out a terrible album, you have at least one single that pops. That can carry you to the next album.
He didn't have one, did he?
He had nothing that popped.
Peekaboo was like was Peekaboo on the album?
Yeah, and he had Migos on there.
Oh man.
And it did not succeed. That's you're gone.
Do you think that song didn't succeed because it, like, you know, a lot of songs they're like vaguely inappropriate? That shit was like really like that was super inappropriate.
Forget. Okay, like I said, we just talked about it.
He
had the most streamed artist on his song and it didn't succeed. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Do you think
you're done?
You think somebody just like a 16-year-old kid's like, hey, let's listen to some Yachty, turn that on, they're just like, play with that pussy.
When I was like 13, they had a beat made out of a bed squeaking.
So it wasn't that bad.
So I don't want to hear about inappropriate. That has nothing to do with it. He's just gone.
You just don't hear music like that.
He's just gone.
Like, name another song that inappropriate that's released recently. Like, it just you can't.
Oh, I think there's plenty. It's just, I mean,
I don't want to sound like I don't sound like a baby or anything. It's just like. That was just like it's one of those things like you listen to the beat and then you hear the chorus, you're like,
it was unacceptable for your virgin ears.
That's
what you're trying to say. I get it. That makes sense.
I'm ugly.
But he's gone. I mean, shout out to him. He got a great Sprite deal. He's like a designer.
But if he's in a 360,
yeah,
does the Sprite deal matter?
He's designer coordinator for Nautica. He'll be broke in 5 years.
Oh man,
and I hate to say that because I really want him to succeed money wise. Just because I mean, anybody who has a chance to get out of their situation and be successful, I root for you. But musically, hell no, he's gone. Even like somebody like Lil Uzi, which I did not like his album at all. I don't think it was super successful. He had a major single on there, so he's fine. That can carry him over to another album. Yachty didn't have that. Yachty's on the way out the door.
So you're buying that he came and went.
I'm closing the door.
I'm not. You murdered that, so I'm just gonna be like, I'm with him. I'm with you. I buy it. Okay, so we're gonna move to basketball.
Love it.
Okay, I got there's some pretty good.
It's a month away from the start of the season.
Less than a month.
Ooh,
less than a month.
It's time.
Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna. I'm gonna crescendo here. I'm gonna start with one that's kind of like fun to talk about.
I like it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get ones like here, and then the last one, boom, right at the top, right there. Okay.
Okay.
Lonzo Ball wins Rookie of the Year. Buy or sell?
I'm gonna buy it. Okay. Even if it's not talent, I think, like we just talked about impact with hip hop. Impact should have nothing to do with basketball, because your social impact has nothing to do with it. I mean, basketball's numbers. But
so you're saying it's social impact.
Correct.
Right.
But I think that impact that he has with that family will definitely give him the Rookie of the Year. And plus, I mean, he's an amazing basketball player coming. What he did in the summer league was incredible, whether people want to admit it or not.
I can't remember a player that was so, like, had so much, like, rookies come in. You know, do you remember Jaylen Brown was the 3rd pick in the draft last year, or not last? Yeah, it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you kidding? And then Lonzo's the 2nd pick, and it's like you don't even remember who's Jaylen Brown, and then now you got Lonzo. It's like all eyes are on him. I can't remember a rookie that had this much behind him.
Yes,
before it's insane. And it's
fun
fun to watch actually.
If you look at the summer league, the having 10 assists or more in the summer league is rare. Doesn't happen very often.
Because you don't play a whole lot.
Correct.
There's so many people rotating in and playing.
I'm going to give you a list of people who've had 10 assists plus games in the Summer League.
Damn.
John Wall. Brandon Jennings. Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Go.
You could just leave it there.
Rajon Rondo, Kevin Finicky, and John Lucas.
John Lucas.
They all had
pretty
one
solid.
game, 10 assists plus. Lonzo Ball this summer league had 3.
That says a lot.
That says a lot.
I had no idea about this statistics you're throwing me, and I love that you hit me with them because you just made my case. I was gonna sell, but I'm buying now because of that. Jordan, you did it.
Go.
You did it. No, I was going to sell. I thought there was going to be a lot of pressure on him, and I think the voters would have had. What would I say? They're gonna be hard on him. I feel like the voters.
I think so. I think there will be a little bit of that. I agree with
And
that.
I think Fultz is just a monster too.
I agree. I think
Markelle. That was my pick. Markelle Fultz wins Rookie of the Year. But after the assisting in summer league, man, I think it's probably the first time on any type of show buy and sell where a guy switches mid show. Yeah, I'm buying Lonzo Ball Rookie of the Year.
And I think, I think that this will be one of the draft classes we'll talk about heavily 10 years from now.
It's huge.
I think there's so much talent in here. I think 10 years from now, this will be one of the best draft classes we've seen. I hope I'm right, and we'll see.
You got one, or are we gonna just keep going with mine?
I got one more for you.
Let's go.
We're gonna go back to rap.
Okay.
This is more so. I don't know if this falls into buy or sell, but I'm asking anyways because I don't care.
This might just be a random question.
Screw your format. I'm gonna lay it out like a buy or sell
Do it,
question.
yeah. Try to
I'm
form
about to
it.
hit you in the face with this.
Okay.
So, a few nights ago,
Uh-oh.
Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, won 2 Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
Super talented guy, comedian, actor, rapper, singer. Does everything. I don't know. I mean,
Right.
He could be president one day.
I'd vote.
That's better than what we currently have. So, he did tease that him and Chance should put out a mixtape. Now, keep in mind, they teased this mixtape all the way back in 2014.
It's like the what was it, Kendrick and J. Cole thing.
Correct. This album is going to come out within the next year, buy or sell.
I'm gonna sell because I think it just never happens. So I would, it's one of those. It's if I was a betting man and there was odds, I would choose the odds are that it doesn't, and I'd put money on that. But piggyback statement off of it: if Childish Gambino and Chance the Rapper create a project, it will be bigger than Watch the Throne.
1000% disagree.
It would be bigger than Watch the Throne. Now, today, it would be bigger than Watch the Throne. You know how many children and adults?
I don't know if that was buy or sell, but I'm selling the shit out of it.
No, that's fine. Like, we can do that. But, no, you see, like, Watch the Throne drops, you get a bunch of older...
Time out.
No timeout.
No.
No timeout.
Okay, keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay, you get a bunch of older, like, 19-year-olds to the adults that are buying Watch the Throne. If Chance and Gambino drop an album, you have literally everybody buying it. You have women buying it. You have kids buying it. You have adults buying it. Everybody would buy that.
It's crazy, man.
That's
Now,
what happens.
Are you done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me give you some lists off the Watch the Throne album. First and foremost, you can't say this, but I can. Niggas in Paris. Huge hit.
What can I say?
Niggas in Paris.
Why can't I say it?
Shut up, you know. Otis was on there. Ham.
I don't...
What was one I'm looking for?
Let the record show all this is irrelevant.
And then first and foremost, you have Frank Ocean, Beyonce, Frank Ocean again.
Chance and Gambino could pull everybody that Jay-Z and Kanye West could pull. Who doesn't want to work with...
Are you absolutely insane?
Hold on, let me get close to my...
So you think they can pull off a Beyonce feature?
Yes! Who doesn't want to work with Gambino and Chance? Everybody does.
I'm sorry. I just want to repeat. You think he can pull off a Beyonce feature?
Maybe if Jay-Z's like salty and shuts it down.
Can we talk about rappers who had a Beyonce feature in the past 10 years? It's very short
Drake?
list. No.
Oh, not Drake. Drake had a song about Beyonce. Who had it? Andre 3K?
No.
Andre 3K did have a song with Beyonce.
No.
Yes, they did.
When?
It's a song. Google it right now. You got your computer in front of you. Andre 3K and Beyonce had a song together.
We're gonna find this out right now. But
I wish we were live.
Even then, we're talking about a very, very, very short list, and we're not talking about a rapper being on Beyonce's song. We're
and
talking
Beyonce did a
being-
song with Nicki Minaj too.
Once again, that was on Beyonce's album. I'm talking about Beyonce giving a verse to another artist for their album. That's all I'm talking about.
My question is, why wouldn't she? Why
'Cause
wouldn't
she
you
just
give a
doesn't
verse?
Do it. She doesn't do it.
Doesn't make sense.
Okay, so you were correct. However, same situation. Andre 3K was on her album. Back to my point. Now, artists who Beyonce has given a verse to for their album. It's a very short list. Jay-Z.
But you would okay. I see what you're going off a track record. I'm going off of potential.
Oh, well, and technically Kanye West. So, the only two people that were on Watch the Throne, Beyonce's giving a verse to. She's not giving a verse to any other rapper. And you think somehow Childish Gambino and
Childish
Chance the
Gambino
Rapper are
and
going to
Chance the
somehow
Rapper,
miraculously pull off this
They
feature
are
verse?
superstars. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it. I'm going off of potential. You're going off of what happened in the past.
Drake is a superstar.
I'm going off of potential.
Drake's a superstar.
It's fine.
Kendrick Lamar's a superstar.
I think Kendrick could pull a Beyonce verse. He could.
He's been on her album. So is Drake.
Yes.
Neither one of them has gotten a verse from her.
Yeah, it just
Stop your shit.
You're talking about.
Sell that mother sucker.
I got you.
It's sold. It's gone.
It's out of here.
It's not even here anymore.
We'll talk about it. We'll see what happens when it actually happens.
If it does happen.
I'm going back to basketball buy or sell.
Okay.
This is my thing. Okay. This is my. So we talked about Lonzo, and now we're gonna go one in the middle. Then we're gonna hit the big firework celebration at the end. Okay.
Mhm.
Boston versus Cleveland opener will be the most watched opening game in NBA history. The previous record, or the record that stands now, is Miami versus Boston in 2010, which did 7.4 million viewers. Does this year's Boston and Cleveland game beat that?
Yes.
Easily by? Or
I don't know about easily. It'll be close.
7.4 million is a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. And people don't even watch TV like that anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, we watch games. That's the
Yeah.
exception. But I'm definitely buying that. It's just so much controversy, and the fact that it's happening so late in the summer. This is a month from now, and it just happened. So it's and plus now all this extra stuff is coming out after. Oh man, I'm gonna be watching it.
Yeah.
I might have to quit my job. I don't even care.
It's like, we're Houston, so we're Rockets fans, right?
Correct.
It's like I said this yesterday. I'm like, I'm kind of more excited about Cleveland versus Boston than Rockets versus Warriors.
I feel the same way.
Like, I don't want to say it.
Like if I miss a Rockets game, but I see the Cleveland game, I'm cool. Like
It's against the Warriors too. It's like it's always a scary game to play.
yeah,
there.
no, we don't watch that.
Like,
but man, it's gonna be incredible. Just because you want to see the way. I mean, be honest with you, LeBron's not gonna be guarding Kyrie majority of the game. That's just not gonna happen. There will obviously be points where he does guard him, and
then the crowd would all stand up.
Yes.
We're sitting at our homes, all standing up, and we're just like, here it goes.
So let me ask you this: Kyrie's being guarded by LeBron. Which do you see happening more often?
What do you mean? Like
Kyrie being successful or LeBron being successful stopping him? Now, keep in mind, LeBron's been a great defensive player his entire career. He's fallen off the past couple of years.
So go back to me being a game.
And now when I say great, he's been a great defensive player. So falling off means he's still very good.
He's good.
don't be crazy.
I'll say this. So we're talking about LeBron guarding Kyrie. Speak, Brandon.
You got this?
Yeah, LeBron. I was like having a stroke for a second. LeBron guarding Kyrie. Does Kyrie win? Does Kyrie score off that more often than LeBron stops it? Vice versa.
Correct.
I will say Kyrie scores.
I think so too.
It means too much to him.
That and Kyrie's too quick for him.
And it's just like
LeBron's almost 10 years older than him.
It could be a step back shot with LeBron all over him. Kyrie will find a way to make it. That's what he does.
He has
There's
to.
too much. There's too much riding on that one jump shot that'll happen midway through the first
more important
quarter.
than your entire season.
Yeah, like you have to score on LeBron. It means too much, and like it means more to Kyrie than it does to LeBron. At the end of the day,
I think it's whether Kyrie has a big game or not will be even if he has a bad game the first game and the rest of the season he has a great season, it's not going to matter. We're going to keep talking about that first game. There's so much riding on this first game. Buying.
Okay, you're buying. Okay. So you buy, I buy. Great piggyback to the next ultimate buy or sell. Who averages more points per game, LeBron James or Kyrie Irving?
I think it's Kyrie.
Who averaged more? Really?
Easily.
You think easily?
Yes.
Who's gonna score for Cleveland? LeBron has to. LeBron's
Isaiah
picking up
Thomas?
slack.
Isaiah Thomas is a shoot first point guard, which same thing as Kyrie, but Isaiah Thomas, I don't think
Isaiah Thomas.
he's gonna have to mold himself into LeBron's game. So at first, he's gonna play his game.
But Isaiah Thomas might miss time.
He
Also might miss time. Who's picking up the slack on that scoring?
Did you not realize they picked up Derrick Rose as well?
Did you not realize that Derrick Rose looks like he stuck his hand in an electrical socket while smoking crack?
Did you not realize he averaged 17 points a game by shooting 48%?
I actually think it was 18. to be
18
honest.
points. Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for making me feel better. There's people to score, and I think LeBron, when he wants to, he could take over the game.
Which
But-
will be more often than before. Which will be more often than last year.
Yes, to a certain extent.
Because he's going to feel it. He's going to be like, to be honest, now here's the way I see it. I could be completely wrong because, it's all speculation at the end of the day. But I feel that even with getting Isaiah Thomas, even with getting Jay Crowder and Derrick Rose, I still feel like LeBron himself feels like he is shorthanded still because someone betrayed him.
To be honest with you,
I think he's going to be pissed.
I'm a big LeBron fan. I feel like he thinks he's always shorthanded. He could have 10 Michael Jordans in himself, and he's going to feel short. I need a playmaker. Shut up.
I could definitely see what you're saying.
See, he's always going to feel shorthanded. Like I said, I like him. I'm a fan of him. But that's LeBron. He feels shorthanded at all times.
So you're saying Kyrie. You're going Kyrie.
Because Kyrie has not had the chance to score like that since he was 20 years old.
Kyrie also has some help over in Boston.
He does. Now, and like I said before, his assist numbers are going to have to go up. But I still think his points will go up because you're now going to be the main scorer in your team, and you weren't that before. He had moments where he was the main scorer. But we're looking at giving LeBron the ball way more than you. Right now, are you going to tell me that Gordon Hayward is expected to score more than Kyrie Irving? No. Kyrie Irving's he's going to be the focal point of that entire offense.
So
the ball's going to be in his hands almost 2 times the amount that it was in Cleveland. Because LeBron James was your point guard in Cleveland. Let's be honest here. Kyrie Irving's going back playing point guard. That means he has control of the ball, which means, yes, he needs to pass more, but it's also going to be more opportunities for him to score.
So we're going to format it, and we're going to get it official. Kyrie will average more points per game than LeBron. You're buying.
I'm buying.
I will also buy.
Stop agreeing with me.
Right? It makes bad podcast material. But no, I'll buy it just because, now I think it'll be close. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll be close. I think they'll both see... God damn it. I will... Stop laughing.
Why did you think that wasn't happening?
I completely forgot about it.
I waited 45 minutes for it.
I will say I think it'll be close. I think they'll both hover around the 25 to 27 points per game area. I think LeBron more 25. Kyrie will be because you know how hard it is because you score 20 scoring 28 is like holy crap, you had a good year. I don't see Kyrie as that huge to score 28 points per game. Like, because you got Gordon Hayward, you got Al Horford, you got Marcus Morris, you got Tatum and Brown. You have these guys that need to get shots up too. For him to get 28, Boston would have to have a crazy offense, which could happen. But they've been not so much recently, but because of Isaiah Thomas, but they've been a defensive ball team. So we'll see how that goes. And I just think
didn't Isaiah Thomas average almost 30 a game?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Not of recently. That's what I said. Not of recently.
So are we saying that Kyrie?
They stopped being a defensive team. I think they might want to go back to that.
Do you think that Kyrie is not gonna shoot as much as Isaiah Thomas?
You make a good argument, but no, I think this is me personally. I think Isaiah Thomas had a freak year last year. I think he just had a freak year.
I agree. I think, and to be honest with you, I think this year is going to be his. We're going to realize that. And I hate that because I like Isaiah Thomas. It makes me feel normal.
Because he's short?
I'm taller than him, I think.
Damn.
That makes me feel great. But it also makes me feel really depressed that I'm not in the NBA. I'm trash. But, like I said, I think it was a freak year. I think he's a good player, but he's not that good.
He can't pass.
And he can't pass. He's defensive liability, and
He's a scorer, kind of like Kyrie is, but I think Kyrie has more potential to do more than
correct.
Than Isaiah Thomas.
And let's be honest here. If say they go to the finals, matter of fact, forget that. Say they go
first game of the year.
Say they go to the Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics. We got Isaiah Thomas to hold Kyrie Irving?
No, it won't.
Come on now. Now Kyrie Irving can simply do a much better job at holding Isaiah Thomas just based off height. Strictly based off height. Now, is Kyrie Irving a great defensive player? No, but he has moments. Isaiah Thomas he's a liability because he's small. I mean, that's just realistic. Plus, coming off a hip injury, we don't know how successful he'll actually be. That's why I think for the Cavs, I don't know if that was the greatest trade because that's a very, very high risk trade. Because really, you lose regardless. He plays great. You got to pay him at the end of the year. He doesn't play good. You just basically gave up Kyrie Irving, and you might lose LeBron the following year. But regardless, it'll be interesting to see. I think Kyrie is impressive this year.
Honestly,
that's my opinion.
I think both teams got better. Boston and Cleveland. I think both teams got better. I think
Boston won that trade though, long term.
Yeah, long term. But I'm just talking just for this is the upcoming season. I think both teams got better. Both that's the theme of this whole offseason is that the good teams just got better. That's how it goes. And you had some of your bad teams get better too. But
Timberwolves.
Goddamn, yeah. I see with Boston last year, they had Isaiah Thomas and they had Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder stunted the growth of Jaylen Brown. He did because they favored Crowder over Brown, and then they had Avery Bradley, and they favored Avery Bradley over Brown. So it was struggling minutes for Jaylen Brown, who everybody was shocked and was like, oh, they're taking Jaylen Brown third pick. I had him ranked the second best player in the draft. I thought he was too strong. I thought he was easily the strongest player in the draft. And I said, watch out for Jaylen Brown. I think I have a Twitter somewhere that I don't use anymore that says it. Like, watch out for Jaylen Brown. He's my sleeper. I like him. But then the Celtics go and they draft Tatum. And they're almost identical, same position. Strong players, very good defensively. So
essentially, Tatum and Jaylen Brown will take that Crowder and Avery Bradley position, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think when you trade Crowder, yes, Crowder is a brick shithouse. He's a fucking man. He's scary. He's so big and so strong. When trading him, I think it almost does good because now you get these young guys who can flourish now. I don't know. Jaylen Brown played a little bit in that Africa game, and he's doing 360 layups in traffic and ones. I'm like, Jaylen Brown, goddamn. Then Tatum looked like a beast in Summer League. I think you do better. And then also, we talked about Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie. We all picked Kyrie over Isaiah Thomas. So I actually think Boston gets better. But then on the other hand, Cleveland gets Jay Crowder, and they need wing help. We all know that the Cavaliers needed wing help. Kyle Korver's not doing it anymore. Shumpert's trash, like absolutely garbage now.
Whoa.
He's trash now.
I think he has moments.
I've seen more air balls than anything from him nowadays because he's so inconsistent with playing time.
J.R. Smith's kind of falling off.
Yeah, so like you get Jay Crowder, you get help in a major need. You get Isaiah Thomas, who's not Kyrie, but he can put a Band-Aid on those 24 points 24 points that you're losing from Kyrie. You get a little Band-Aid for that, and they get a first-round pick that could potentially be the number 1 pick in the draft next year. Will LeBron stay to see that number 1 pick? Who knows? But that's another podcast topic for another time. So that was buy or sell. Thought we did good. That was pretty good. Thought we did good on that one.
Loved it.
So now we're going to the final segment, which is called Against the Grain. You take a genuinely popular topic, and it is actually a topic that one of us are against. We're not with it. I don't know who led off who buy or sell. So who's gonna go first this time?
You go first.
I'll go first with this one, okay? I'm going to say a statement, and I'm going to say I'm against it. Or I'm just going to go out and just say it. I think Oklahoma City will be worse than they were last year.
What?
Yeah, I think Oklahoma City will be worse than they are last year. I think...
Explain yourself.
I'm getting to it.
I hear this bullshit.
I think Russell Westbrook and Paul George will have problems. I think it will not be fun. I think what you're going to see, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see post game interviews where Paul George is gonna say he's been on record before saying, "Man, I should have got the ball in at the end of the game." He's always been a guy who wants to be the guy. It has been. He was in the playoffs last year against Cleveland, right? Yeah, the first round against Cleveland. C.J. Miles took a shot and took the final shot, and there was no way Paul George could have gotten a shot off, but he still did not hesitate to go to the media and say, "Man, I needed to get the ball," even though he was double covered. Mm-hmm. So he has an ego on him. We know that. Mm-hmm. You know who also has an ego? Russell Westbrook. You put two egos on one team. The reason why Oklahoma City worked for a little bit was because Kevin Durant was kind of quiet. He was kind of like, the friendly giant. Westbrook was kind of the savage pit bull that would just keep dunking on people. Paul George is not quiet. He's not gonna stay quiet. So if you're meshing and you're not, if you are like butting heads, it's gonna come out somewhere. It will, and then you're gonna see some little rifts. I don't think they're gonna straight up hate each other. I don't think you're gonna see like, refuse to give each other the ball. I don't think you're going to see that, but I think you're definitely going to see some bad vibes on that team.
Won't be as blatant as
yeah,
that,
I'm not saying this team will miss the playoffs or anything like that. I just say they will win less games this year than they did last year when Russell Westbrook is the focal point. And at the end of the day, they still don't have a really good team outside of Paul George.
It's almost the same situation, except you're getting a low-budget Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and
but even then, that team's better than they were last year.
Yeah, it's like Andre Roberson is still your shooting guard. That you can't stop that.
So let me ask you this: how many games do you think the Thunder will win this year?
It depends on how many they won last year. I don't even remember. They win 50. Quick Google. I should have done this.
Low 50s, maybe.
Thunder.
So I still think you're crazy. My person.
Probably. I'm down. I'm okay with that. Someone's gonna listen to this and be like shouting out through their phone. They won 55 games last year. I say they creep around the 50 to 53 mark.
Okay. Trash. I disagree completely.
I got you.
However, I think they'll be very close to 55 wins.
You think they'll be better than 55 wins?
I think they'll stay around that range, 55, 56.
Give or take two?
Yeah, give or take two. Which that's why it's kind of difficult you said 53 because that's so close.
I said 50 to 53.
I would say 53 to 56.
Okay.
That range. I think they'll stay in the same area because I think they got better. However, I think a lot of the Western Conference got better. And that's where they'll find trouble at. The Timberwolves went from a joke to play to these guys are a concern in the playoffs.
Give me a reason why they can't, beat Golden State in a series.
I got a million reasons.
But you have a million popular reasons.
But I think it'd be a good battle. Don't get me wrong. A lot better battle than it would have been before. I mean, that would have been a joke before. Now, I could see Golden State winning in 6 and maybe 7.
So, you kind of made my point there. It's like 6-7, dude. It could go down to a couple shots.
I still think Golden State wins that ultimately. They have a much more experienced team, and I think that's what wins them that. But if we're talking about talent, Golden State still has the edge, but not by very far. Because you have Jimmy Butler, who's one of the best two-way players in the league. A Jeff Teague, who's a great true point guard.
One of the best true point guards in the game.
You have Andrew Wiggins, who's a rising star that can score.
Potential extension alert for Wiggins, too, by the way.
True. And you have Cat, who's just...
Freak of nature.
And I don't understand. Like, he's not doing nothing but getting better. You have Jamal Crawford off the bench. Like,
Didn't they get Taj Gibson, too? I'm pretty sure they got Taj
Gibson.
Oh, my Lord.
That's what I say. Like, Timberwolves need to be like...
And they brought back Shabazz Muhammad, too.
Like I said, the Timberwolves need to be, like, saluted for what they did this summer. It's incredible. So I think it will be a battle, but I think Golden State still wins that.
I just want to point out.
You know what? I'm not gonna say 7. I'm just gonna say 6 games.
This is gonna be super random. What kind of Taj Gibson is gonna wear number 67 for the Timberwolves? What a ugly number.
That's really weird.
Yeah, maybe. I have no
67.
I have no idea.
Nobody's buying your jersey.
Yeah, but so ultimately you just don't agree with me.
No.
All right, it's fine. You got it against the grain?
I do not.
All right. Well,
I'm not with the shits.
That was fun. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
I know, you always do. I'm pretty fantastic. But anyways, by all means, throw feedback in, throw suggestions in, throw your comments in. We'd love to battle it out on the show.
This is spitballing.